Hello, hello, hello. This is the Shining Light Ministry. Um, I came on here. This video is about a past relationship um, with one of the fathers of my children. I won't disclose which one, I won't disclose in what chronological order or anything like that. Um, for, legal purposes. you know, so you can't say there's no defamation going on here because I'm not saying who, I'm not saying where, and this is my story, and I could tell it. So when I first met him, I was on a bus stop, and I don't even know how I'm gonna tell this story or anything. I'm just gonna tell it how it comes off. I don't know. So I was on a bus stop, and he pulled up. He came to the bus stop, and at first he tried to speak with my sister. He got all of our names or whatever, and then he was kind of talking to my sister, and then he was talking to my aunt. Me and my aunt were very close in age, so he was talking to her, and then whatever the conversation with her, he figured that it wasn't gonna go anywhere. So then he came in the middle and he started talking to me. And he ended up getting my number and everything like that. First started talking on the phone, then I started going over his house, things like that. He's kind of moving really, really fast, and I don't know, I was just going along with it, and I'm being transparent in this video. So it was he was very, very handsome, and I had low self-esteem, so I didn't consider myself as being beautiful or pretty or anything like that. So I just felt like he made me feel real good. I felt good that he was interested in me, or so I thought, he was. He was really good at making me believe that he was interested in me. So, well, he was interested, but not for good reasons. But so the relationship had moved very fast. We became intimate very quickly, and I ended up in this relationship with him. And I was talking to him for some time. I didn't get pregnant or anything right away. I was on the depot shot, and not faithfully. I took my birth control, so I didn't get pregnant right away. But I was just in this relationship. I would go over there. I would bring food and things like that. And that was that. I believe we probably were talking for a while before it first got physical. And I don't even remember what we were arguing about or anything or I don't know what we were fighting about. I just know we got into, oh yeah, I do remember. I remember what we were arguing about. It was basically about cheating. So he wasn't faithful, and I wasn't either. So yeah, he wasn't faithful, I wasn't either, and we both like didn't protect ourselves. So this is a, you know, I'm sharing my story, and I'm telling it raw. So we end up getting an STD, and so the argument was who gave who what, you know, because we both weren't faithful. But I didn't cheat as much as he did. And so that was in the beginning of our relationship, and we ended up getting into an altercation about that. And he hit me. And then when he hit me, I was like, I snapped, and I fought back. I was a fighter. I wasn't weak. I wasn't no punk. And so I ended up, when I began to fight back, I ended up getting the best of him. And I ended up like getting on top and hit him. And I remember like he had this big bump on his forehead. And I remember him like just like joking about it, like, oh, we got into our first fight. Like, I don't know, it was weird. Like he was excited about it or something. And he just thought that like he liked it. Or that I put this big old huge goose egg on his forehead. So that was that. Time moved on. Relationship continued. I stopped cheating. He continued to cheat. He would leave me. I would always be at his house in the basement, like by myself. And he would be gone, and you know, I knew he was cheating. He was always cheating. Then he moved, and when he moved, he called me and asked me to move in with him. This was a very, very, very bad decision on my part to leave my parents' house and to go move in with him, with him and his family. And so I go move in with him, and like the first week or whatever, it was everything was good. Everything was all happy glory and everything. And I know there's a lot of details I'm leaving out, but I don't, like, yeah, it's not easy to kind of like disclose it all, or not even like disclose it all, but just like, you know, I don't remember everything. So I'm just speaking like on what I remember. So everything started off well when I first moved in. You know, I was all happy, and you know, he was treating me well, and he didn't have a job, but I did. I would go to work, and when I came back, like, he would be at the house, he would clean and everything like that. And he had another child, and so he would, you know, like cook and whatever the case may be. Because I mean, I worked at a fast food restaurant, but sometimes I would bring food, sometimes I wouldn't, but even if I did it, I couldn't, it wasn't like enough for everybody, because they only gave you one, like you got one meal, you know, a discount off of one like meal up to like $7 or something like that. So yeah, he was playing like the stay-at-home dad. We was just playing house, right? Then it got to when I was getting paid, he would ask me for my money, you know, and it was to the point to where in the beginning, like, I wouldn't give it to him and everything, and he would take it, and he would beat me really bad if I didn't give it to him. And so that went on probably about, I don't know, like 3 to 4 months, to where it was like 3-4 months every 2 weeks. I had a busted lip, a black eye, scratches on my neck, you know, from him beating me and taking all my money, all of it. And after that, after 3-4 months of that, I just would give it to him. I didn't understand why, you know, I kept going back, why I stayed. But all of this was purposely done. It was purposely done. He did it on purpose. So basically what he was doing was guerrilla pimping is what it's called. And I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going on at the time. I didn't know that, you know, I was just a 304 in his eyes. So that went on for about a year. So it was 3-4 months of guerrilla pimping, and then after that, I kind of basically bowed down and submitted unto him. But there still was some times if I would do things that he didn't like, or I didn't give him the money, or if I looked at another dude or talked to another dude, like it was one time his cousin or somebody he was related to came over, and he was talking to me. I was just talking, and he was like, asking me questions and everything like that, and I was answering questions and everything. And then I remember I was sitting on the stairs, and he just came behind me and put his hands on my neck, and like hit me and everything like that. And then he began to tell me the rules, which is don't speak, don't talk, don't even look at another dude, And so that is when I began to hold my head down, which was another thing that pimps do that I wasn't aware of at the time, but later on I found out. So we're still in a relationship. So like I said, that went on for about a year. Then it came to the point when we were together for 3 years, and I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, he was very, very abusive. He was still if I didn't, because sometimes it wasn't even about me giving him the money, giving him my whole check. That was already kind of understood. But it was at that point the beatings were because he wanted me to get up. I would have to be at work at 12. he wanted me to walk. It was probably about, I would say, about 10 blocks to my job, pick up the check, and then walk like 20 blocks back towards that way, past the street where the block where he lived, walk past that and go to the check cashing place, cash the check, and then walk all the way to work. And the reason why I had to walk all the way to work is because I never had any money, because I had to give it all to him. And so I didn't have any means of transportation. He wouldn't give me any money to get bus fare or anything like that, so I had to walk. It was times where I didn't even have a phone, because when I did have a phone, my mother would give me the phone. And well, I mean, I had a phone under my mother, and then it got to a point to where my mom stopped paying the bill. So when she stopped paying the bill, I didn't have a phone. And it was even like where he would have a phone, but I wouldn't. And so then, I got pregnant. And then I decided to go back to my mother's house at that time, because he was still beating me, and I didn't want, him to hurt. It was one thing how I was feeling, like I didn't want my baby to get hurt, because he was beating me really, really bad. I remember like the last beating at that time was because I didn't want to go pick up the check, and so I said that I wasn't going to go up there, and I didn't feel like walking, and I came out the bathroom and he hit me with a phone in my eye, and my eye was all busted open, my lip was busted, it was really, really bad. And then he had some friends give me a ride, so they gave me a ride, and I went up in there all busted up. It was embarrassing, and the manager at the job was, telling me like that I didn't deserve that and things like that. And shortly after I left. There is a lot more to this story, and I may do a part 2 later on with sharing it. My hands are cold. My fingertips are cold. But I did not know that I was getting pimped, and I didn't know that I was in that type of relationship until I was in my 30s. And there was a lot of turmoil, a lot of pain, a lot of things going on at the time. And I remember I wrote a song, and so I just wanted to share that song with you all, about me letting my feelings out about what I went through. And I put it in a song. I don't have the tunes or anything like that, and I probably don't even got the song fully right. So maybe when I do part 2 and tell another part of the story, or things, that occurred and happened in this relationship, I'll sing it again. Okay. So it's acapella, y'all. Stay with me. All right. So the song starts off and it's like, hello? Can we talk about what? I don't know, I got a lot on my mind and I wanted to talk. Bye, dude. I'm stuck with all these memories. Of all the things you did to me. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pause the video. I'm trying to pause it. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It was just a part that I couldn't think of. It's hard without the beat too. Okay, so this goes. I'm stuck with all these memories of all the shit you did to me. That time I will never get back. That shit got my life all off track. I wanna move on, but these thoughts won't leave me alone. I'm glad that you're gone. I'm happier now, even though I'm all alone. But then I hear your voice on the phone, and it takes me back to all that bull I've been through in the past. I've moved on and I've healed, but this anger inside reveals the pain I feel. It makes me cry. I try to forget, but I can't do it, 'cause we share a kid. This life is not fair. I'm stuck in my head. I can't go to bed. I'm going crazy, crazy, crazy. Call my sister, tell her roll up, come spark this blunt. It eases my mind. It works every time. But then the smoke clears. I still feel what I feel. I'm trying to get healed, release how I feel. In order to heal, I gotta be real. Face it, face it. Sit in my pain, let my tears rain. Release how I feel, that's how I heal. I'm stuck with all these memories of all the things you did to me. I'm trying to get healed, release how I feel. Sit in my pain, let my tears rain. Release how I feel, that's how I heal. Alright, if you made it to this point of the video, thank you for watching and listening to a part of my story. This is the Shine a Light Ministry. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe. And if you wish to give, I'll post the information right here. And with that, I'm out. I love you.